956, 957. Oh, hey. It may be hard to believe, but today's sports culture, as represented by that of the NFL, has many similarities to that of the Olympics in ancient Greece.
For example, tailgating. It's something that's very popular at sporting events. You sit outside in the parking lot outside the stadium, and you enjoy some food and drinks with friends. You can also buy things from vendors and help support your home team. In ancient Greece, they had something very, very similar during the Olympics. They had, during the Olympic festival, they would have tents and shops set up outside, so you could buy stuff and have fun. Also, their stadium held 40,000 people, so that lots of people could come and enjoy the sporting event.
Here's the best thing about competition. The best player plays. It doesn't matter if you're fluent, like myself, or if you're some poor kid. It's today in the NFL, if you're good, you're out there. Back in ancient Greece, with the Olympics, it was the same way. If you were good and you were poor, you would play.
But what does that have to do with culture?
Good question, Frail. Both of our cultures are very competitive. Back in the day, ancient Greece, they would play games in their free time, just like today.
Today, because of technology, there's less of a need for a large percentage of the population to be farmers. In ancient Greece, most of the land wasn't arable, so they became skilled workers. The skilled workers had time for entertainment, such as sports.
Whoa. How does that connect to today's NFL and the Olympics of ancient Greece?
Well, we already learned that they have a competitive culture similar to the United States.
Here's the thing. Both cultures are very competitive. Probably has a lot to do with the similarities in how we live our lives.
Exactly.
Anyone who knows me, David Varsity Owley, knows I do two things a lot.
What, eat and sleep?
Well, you actually got one of them right. In order to maintain this body and be the freak athlete that I am, I have to eat plenty of protein and carbs to sustain myself with the intense hours of training and practice. In the same way, NFL athletes today do the same thing. And, back in ancient Greece, the Olympians had even more rigorous training. Maybe if Brett over here hit the weight room, he'd be pushing over 100 pounds on the scale.
Hey David, I didn't hear you mention steroids in your daily routine. Sorry.
The reason I didn't mention steroids in my routine is because steroids are illegal. They're performance-enhancing substances, and there are many penalties, including suspensions and fines if you're caught using steroids. There were similar penalties back in the ancient Greek Olympian days.
Cheating is very serious in both the NFL and in the ancient Olympics. Punishments for cheating included fines, bans, and suspensions. However, death was not a punishment.
Punishment. When I'm not punishing burritos and Chipotle, I'm punishing frails out on the football field. With a monster such as myself out there, I'm surprised everyone on the team doesn't have a concussion. After all, besides my flow looking out for us, we have very advanced safety equipment, such as helmets and shoulder pads.
Contrary to the NFL, ancient Olympic athletes did not have a lot of protective equipment. For example, during boxing matches, all they had were leather straps around their hands that still let their fingers move freely. This is because many men became warriors and fought for their country in ancient Greece. So, naturally, they valued toughness.
Another contribution to that is the advancements in technology. Nowadays, we have helmets and shoulder pads, as I mentioned before. Back then, they just didn't have that.
Good point.
Now, for all you women out there, you might be asking, back in ancient Greece, were women allowed to participate in the Olympic Games? The answer is no. They weren't even allowed to watch. Today, in the NFL, there's no women, but they can watch and play.
How's that a connection? Those are practically opposites.
Well, it's a connection, Brett, because it shows the two cultures and how they treated women. Today in America, women are equal and have just as much opportunity as men. Back in ancient Greece, even though where they were was probably the best place for women at that time, they had limited rights.
And that's all we got.
I'm David Varsity Owley.
And I'm Brett Hugo.
Stay classy, Oakton.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been when it's right, why wait until the middle of a cold dark night? When